fact that you're talking to me like I'm a child.
You're not. I'm not talking to you like a child.
And upsetting.
How did I talk to you like a child? Tell me when.
I think you have to explain a word that you're using to me.
Most people don't know what that word means. I apologize.
Most people are f***ing idiots.
This killer thinks he has an IQ of over 200. Keep in mind, the average IQ is 100. You would think he knows what to do during an interrogation, but as we will see, he's a lot dumber than he thinks.
I don't even get a smile out of that one. I didn't get you on that one. I feel like I got you. Did I get you there? I feel like I got you there.
This is David Wright. On February 17th, 2019, David and his friend Christopher Phelps headed over to an early morning drug deal. But a drug deal wasn't the only thing that happened that night. Rather, it was their plan all along to rob the buyers, Raul Quadros and Brianna Reynolds. Chris threatened the buyers to hand over their money and belongings, which led him to get pepper sprayed by Brianna. Immediately after, David pulled out a revolver and shot one bullet at Raul's chest. Raul died instantly. Chris and David buried the revolver in a field and fled the area. They thought they were free and got away with it. 2 days later, David gets pulled into the interrogation, and as you can see here, he's confident. But what he doesn't know is that there were high-quality surveillance cameras at the crime scene, and the police already know that he's guilty.
So, like I said, it's already been in the media. 4 people have been arrested. It's not like we don't know what happened to some extent, but there's always more that we don't know from every single party, right? Everybody has a little piece of the puzzle. We don't necessarily get the truth from everybody. So I would like to hear from you what happened.
No, I have no clue because I'm just now hearing about this. So.
The whole, I don't know what you're talking about, is kind of out the door at this point. I got several people who have already identified you. You're identified on video. So it's not a question of that you were there. It's more a question of what led up to this. Because I don't think this is what was actually supposed to happen. Right? So you're just going to play that you have no idea what happened because you weren't there.
I was not, no.
David was clearly identified by all the surveillance in the area from multiple perspectives. He had no alibi, and they were able to track his Facebook messages, linking him to that exact drug deal. Even with all this, David still thinks he can get away with it using his intellect.
It's not helpful to you, really, to just be quiet and not say anything. Because what I have are people who are looking out for themselves because they don't want to catch charge. So they're going to dime you off. They're not looking out for you.
So you believe somebody that's going to tell you that somebody else did something to save their own ass?
Well, with all the additional evidence, yes.
I've been out of jail for all of a week and a half. I've spent almost every minute of it with my girlfriend. As for, did I plan to kill anybody? Did I kill anybody? No, I didn't.
So when I look at the GPS on your phone, it's not going to tell me that, it's going to tell me that you were with your girlfriend the whole time. That you never were.
It should.
And the only reason you might tell me that is because maybe you didn't take your phone.
Or maybe somebody else had my phone. Been known to happen. Quite often, actually. My phone has been, I left it in one person's car, and it took me a day and a half to get it back.
When was that?
That was earlier in the week. And then I let somebody use my phone. They were supposed to just go to 7-Eleven to go meet somebody that was selling something to on offer up. And they had apparently 7 or 8 things that they had to do between then and when they got back to the house.
So what day was that? And who was that?
That was a guy that goes by Memphis. It's a nickname. I think his first name's Joe. Black guy.
David's first trick and potential alibi is that his buddy Memphis took his phone for the day. He also stated that he didn't know what day Memphis took his phone. Not giving a specific day to the investigators can make it difficult for them to truly catch on. However, in order for this alibi to be true, Memphis would have looked and dressed exactly like David. But David already cracked the door open and exposed himself in a clear lie. David's mistake comes into play when he stated just a few moments ago that Memphis was black. His confidence in this strategy is evident, but little does he know, he's playing right into the hands of the investigators.
You know why you're here and what's going on. At this point, you're literally the last person we've talked to. And the only person that has an allegiance to you is Chris. I mean, obviously, people are not going to be shy about telling us who was there and who did what. And plus, we have video. There's video at the Chevron. There's video at the Shell. You know that we have all your co-suspects under arrest. All I want from you is a reason. I understand what happened. I just need to know why.
The only person I know you have under arrest is Chris.
Okay. We have Cody under arrest, and we have Tannehill, what's his name, Ray.
Right.
He's in custody as well. We have his car, the car that was used, the car that was at Chevron in our impound. They are all under arrest. Chris is under arrest because we viewed messages on the phones that organized picking you up. Those same messages from you to Cody. We have them on their phone. We've already viewed them. We have the Facebook communications between Chris and Brianna setting up the deal that happened where you guys showed up at the Chevron and walked down. This is how this plays out. Your girlfriend's going to be dumb enough to provide you an alibi on a murder charge. And then she's going to get roped up in a murder as an accessory. If you care about that person, you have just set her up for failure. And if you want your girlfriend jammed up because you just set her up for it, then that's your choice.
You know, can't threaten me with jamming her up.
It's not a threat, man. I'm just telling you how it plays out. Like, I'm going to go talk to her, and she's going to be dumb enough to lie for you when I got video evidence that you weren't with her. Like, dude, I get it. Like, you had a quick come up, right? I get it. I don't think you were a stone cold killer. I don't. Like, if you accidentally shot the dude because you flinched or you got scared because of something he did, now is the time. If you come up with that stuff later, nobody is going to believe a word you say.
How would somebody accidentally shoot somebody?
Because if your finger's on the trigger, it's called a sympathetic reflex. It happens to police officers all the time.
I think that's a term that's been come up with just to cover their asses for shooting people.
Well, you can try to make it about that. I'm talking about you.
I wouldn't know. Never shot anybody.
What most people do in a situation like this is to remain silent and ask for a lawyer. This is usually the right case of action to protect one's innocence until proven guilty. However, as we will see soon, David believes he is too intelligent and can get away with it himself.
Where do I go from here? I mean, you're the police officer, reverse roles. You're the cop. You're sitting over here trying to figure out if this dude has any remorse for what he did or if he's just worried about getting in trouble. How would you proceed?
I'm not worried about getting in trouble. I didn't do.
I'll just be upfront with you. We got Cody's phone. The one that shows your phone number and your address and the communications between you two. Like, I have it. Like, I'm not trying to be a I'm just laying it out for you because that's what
I met up with somebody doesn't mean that I went with them to go do something.
This line, just because I met up with somebody doesn't mean that I went with him to do something, holds a lot more value to it than just a normal statement. David is indirectly confirming that he did meet up with Cody. The detectives are starting to get a sense on how David responds to accusations, which means they'll know how to easily outsmart David.
Okay, so when did you meet up with Cody?
1, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
On what day?
Maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, where did you meet up with him?
Over by my house.
Okay, and who was with him?
That I don't know.
Was he alone?
When I met up with him, yes.
So why did you meet up with the dude that you didn't know?
Because my friend Chris had asked me to.
Okay, and so what happened after that?
Well, he had tried to proposition me for a handgun.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I didn't have one.
Okay.
So,
Did he say why?
no.
So you guys meet up, you have this conversation, then what happens?
He leaves.
And how did he leave?
Well, I walked back to my house, and he walked back to whatever vehicle he was in.
Okay. Why did you leave that out when we first started talking? You think that might be important that the guy under arrest for murder came to your house looking for a gun?
Well, if I had given him a gun, then I think that would be important.
Well, it shows his intent. I mean, of course it's relevant to the case, right?
People buy guns for all sorts of reasons, man.
Yeah, but in this instance, there was a murder. So they went on their way, just the Cody dude, and did you actually talk to the other guy in the car? How does he know who you are then?
Maybe my name was mentioned when they were coming to meet me.
But he didn't see you.
Unless you see me when he was parked.
You didn't see the car.
I didn't look for the car. Unless I'm coming to meet somebody at their vehicle, I don't ask what vehicle they're in.
Well, that's not. And again, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to insult you, but that's not very smart. You're meeting somebody to sell guns, and you're not going to watch around you to see where they come and go.
He was referred to me by somebody that I trust.
Okay. I would still be on my 6.
So you clearly have a genuine distrust of the police. Is that fair to say?
I distrust almost everybody.
Being honest with you about the information that we have, trying to give you an opportunity. And I mean, you've already said flat out you don't believe that he has that information. But I mean, with everything he's told you, you have to know that what he's telling you is true.
Well, whatever you have, you've got from people that may not necessarily be giving you information for the best of reasons. So.
Take the people out of this. Take them out. Who cares about the people? We've got other stuff. Communications and all those types of things. The video. So it's not just that people are telling us this. We're not relying 100% on people. If we did that, we'd be stupid, right? I like to think I'm not that dumb. We take a totality of everything that we have. And we know you're involved. And for you to sit here and just say that you don't have anything to do with it doesn't make any sense.
I think that you guys have me confused with somebody else.
At this point, the interview has been going on for over 40 minutes, and besides David confirming that he met with someone, investigators are getting concerned that no other progress is being made. The detectives bombarded David with all the evidence, but somehow David isn't budging. They even threatened his own freedom by telling him about the intense consequences, but that doesn't work either. So instead, the detectives try a new strategy to make him speak. The strategy is to threaten him with the consequences of his actions on his friends and family.
Dude, you're not this guy. You know you're not this guy. If you were, this conversation would be different.
Yeah, I'm obviously not this guy.
I'm
telling you
that
I'm not.
That is letting everybody else go down for him. I meant that type of guy. That's not you. You have a reputation as being a stand-up dude.
I think that whatever those guys did, if it leads to you believing that they were accomplices and accessories and everything like that,
Yeah.
would be their own fault if they fucking hang for it.
Really? Even though, hypothetically, you're the person who pulled the trigger? So even though somebody else pulls the trigger, you're good with those guys going down. Your homie Chris, you're good with him going down. And I get it, you don't have any allegiance to these other two dudes. I understand that. But you're good with Chris going down. Getting 20 years off of what you did. You're good with that?
If you guys have him orchestrating and setting up something like that, then that's his own fault.
It's his own fault that you shot somebody. It's his own fault that you didn't do things the right way. That's his fault.
I ain't shoot nobody. He should put himself around better people.
Okay. You know he's going to read this, right? I mean, he's going to have disclosure.
It's fine. I'd much rather not see my friend get in trouble, but if by you saying that you guys want me to tell you that I did something that I didn't do...
Fair enough. I don't want you to tell me that you did something you didn't do. That's not what I want. I want you to admit to what you did do. Because it's not even a question that you did it.
If it wasn't a question, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to get me to admit to something I didn't do.
I would, because it's the right thing to do. You may not trust the police, but I don't want to jam up all these other dudes on a murder one charge for something you did. Because it's not right in my mind that other people go down for something that serious off of what somebody else did. So I do care about that. That's why I'm talking to you.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy.
You don't care about those dudes?
I'm not saying I don't care about him. I'm saying that you're talking to the wrong guy because I didn't do. And I think that
That's not what innocent people say.
Innocent people that actually give a.
Yeah, no. You know how many people I've had in that chair, man? Thousands. You don't give a. You don't give a. That's you. Like, enjoy your time. I don't care. Then I don't have any hard feelings for you. I'm just going to move on to my next case. I just want you to know this isn't about you. This isn't personal. Like, you can say you don't care, but I actually think you do. I think you're being.
So, with that said, so you agree that there's nothing more to say, right?
If you don't want to talk to me, there isn't.
Well, I don't want to talk to somebody that's going to keep on calling me a liar.
I have yet to call you a liar.
You've made the implication that I'm lying to you.
Because you are. But there's a difference between calling someone a liar and then pointing out inaccuracies in their story. There's a big difference. One is disrespectful. The other is not. Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I insulted you or come at you hard or done anything other than
You called me a liar. Yes, you did.
You were lying.
I'm not lying.
Do you not freely admit that you lied to me in this interview?
Where did I lie to you?
About meeting up with Cody? About being home, not going out at all, and then now you periodically are going out? Would you not concede that both of those things were lies?
I don't go farther than a couple blocks from my house on foot to meet somebody very quickly and come back.
Okay. That's not what you told me.
That's
You said you
pretty
don't
much
leave
being
your
home.
house? I don't leave my house. I was home all weekend with my girlfriend. It's on tape, man. There ain't no secret. Like,
Dude, I've got to walk my dog. Of course I leave the house periodically.
okay.
But as for did I go anywhere?
So you were never at Casino in Evergreen, anywhere near there within 3 or 4 blocks Saturday night. I just want to make sure that we have this down.
Let's see.
Sunday morning.
How far is the Starbucks on Evergreen?
Which Starbucks?
The one on 75th.
Yeah, no,
Too
I'm not
far.
talking about that.
Okay, yeah. Then no, I wasn't.
Okay. So you're at the Starbucks on 75th?
Earlier in the evening, yeah. Like 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that.
Well, that's not home. Did you lie to me? Can
No.
I don't even get a smile out of that one? I didn't get you on that one? I feel like I got you on that.
It's obvious that David's priority is to look intelligent, and being caught in a lie makes him feel and look unintelligent. With David getting uncomfortable and his patience dwindling, it's becoming easier for him to slip up and confess. The detectives can sense his ego being hurt, so they continue to back him into a corner, and what David says next is shocking.
Were you with somebody?
Yeah.
Who?
Another woman.
Who was that?
I'm not going to tell you that because she'd be very upset.
Yeah, but it's a homicide. They can help prove that you weren't involved.
How?
Because if you're with her, right, that gets my timeline tighter. So you were with her from 8 to when?
Not very long.
So you don't
Half
wanna-
hour at most.
So you don't want to tell me who that is?
I really don't.
Okay. Were you in a car? You're on foot?
I rode my bicycle.
To 75th? Then how'd you get home?
I got a ride from her with my bicycle in the back of her SUV.
So there was a car. Did I get you there? I feel like I got you there too. Yeah,
Saturday
I appreciate it.
night,
I'm just
Sunday
looking for
morning.
honesty, man. I mean, at this point, I feel comfortable that you have lied to me several times. I'm looking for honesty so that I can rule you out.
If you asked where I was Saturday night, Sunday morning,
I did.
yeah. So Sunday morning, late Saturday night,
Yeah.
doesn't cover 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, okay. So then let's rewind. So Saturday morning to 8 o'clock, where were you?
Most of the time, at home.
Can you just lay it out for me? Why do I gotta pull it out of you? I'm asking where you were, man, so I can rule you out.
David finally moves and makes a gesture that he is uncomfortable. For the entire hour, he kept his hands close to him, and his movements were always subtle. Although it might not have been obvious to a trained investigator, the movement of his hand to adjust his hat gives investigators the indication that he is about to crack. This is actually a common trait in narcissists like David. Once they hit that breaking point, they aggressively snap. What you'll now see is David unraveling and falling apart after the investigators continuously give him somewhat nonsense questions.
The only places that I go, usually, I go to 7-Eleven,
Okay.
the little Asian market if, you know, we need tubes and tobacco for rolling cigarettes, but that's not very often.
Okay.
Walgreens,
Yeah. But Saturday, did you go to those places? I don't need to know where you generally go. I need to know where you went Saturday.
I probably went to 7-Eleven at some point.
Any idea what time?
I go when I need something or want something.
I understand, but that's why I'm asking. Like, any time? Do you remember wanting or needing something on Saturday?
No, I don't, because I don't feel like I need to track every one of my movements and shit like that, because I don't need to have a Loctite schedule of what I'm doing and where I'm going. As
Except-
long as I'm at DOC on Thursdays between 1 and 3, and I make my appointments with Ideal Options, then it doesn't seem like a big deal to me where I go.
Okay, unless you're being charged with murder, and it kind of is a big deal, right?
Yeah, but if I don't pay attention to and keep track of these things, how the f*** am I going to tell you where I was without lying to you then? Because I don't know exactly when I was there.
Well, you could at least try.
Yeah, I would try. If it can rule you out as a suspect in a homicide, I would try.
Yeah, well, where I was Saturday during the day has no bearing on where I was Saturday night, Sunday morning.
It does. Absolutely it does. Because I can show you wearing different clothes. Or I can show you wearing the same clothes. Right? That's pretty important. Do you agree? I can show that you were with somebody else and not with these people.
People change their clothes. People meet other people.
Oh, no question. But if I'm chipping away at that timeline, right, it can be exculpatory for you, meaning that it excludes you as a suspect.
I know, my vernacular is very good.
Sweet.
So, you don't have to explain your words to me.
But dude, you can act like you're upset about that. You're not. So let's move past it.
The fact that you're talking to me like I'm a child,
You're
or
not.
that
I'm
fucking
not
a
talking to you
liar,
like a child.
is upsetting.
How did I talk to you like a child? Tell me when.
You have to explain a word that you're using to me.
Most people don't know what that word means. I
Well, most people are
apologize.
f***ing idiots.
Okay, you can pretend you're getting upset about it, but you're really not.
No,
You're just
what I'm
trying
getting
to
upset
divert
about
away
is you
from
call
what
me
we're
a
talking
liar.
about. Because you lied. You lied. And I don't actually think I called you a liar. I did say you lied, but I don't think I actually called you a liar. So I'll call it to you now so we can just move past it. You are a liar. You have lied. Do you want to tell me what happened or not?
Couldn't tell you because I don't know.
Fair enough. We'll end up close the tape out for you, right, man?
Should have done that a long time ago when I said the conversation was over.
Okay. Whatever you say, partner.
At this point, David wasn't kidding when he said the conversation was over. He refused to say another word after this point, assuming that he knew he might slip up even worse than before. It would also come as no surprise that he did nothing to defend himself, nor did he want to cooperate with anyone in court. His court case didn't last long due to this, and he got his maximum sentence of 40 years in prison, since he had over an additional 35 other demeanors, including arson and theft. He is not eligible for parole and is still doing time in prison. Subscribe now and click the video on the screen to watch another one of my true crime videos.